Hi guys, Jurassic Junkie here, and I've just banged my toe. Welcome to the Friday Night Rant. So, hi guys. First of all, I want to apologise for this half-assed attempt at a sponsored by drink. First of all, I went to go and get a whiskey because a few people have been saying everything you've been drinking lately is crap, which is, to be fair, it is. I've just been grabbing what's there, and I thought, right, I'll treat myself this week. I can get a really nice whiskey. Went to the shop, and a good whiskey is probably going to cost £15 plus. And then I realised if I buy a full bottle, I will drink a full bottle, and then I won't feel great about it. And to be fair, I'm not actually in the mood for drinking today. I'm in the mood for fitness. I've sat at my computer, I've been programming for all of winter, and I've started to get a bit of a belly on me. So I thought today, take action and go for a run. So my sponsored by drink is Lucozade Sports. Wow, aren't I amazing? Let's try it. Tastes just like it did 30 minutes ago. So this week has been a very interesting week. Normally I'll have a look for, make sure I've got a few puff pieces in there, some happy stuff, some funny stuff, and a bit of everything. But there's just a couple of things that have happened this week, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to talk about them. So it might not be a very funny episode, but there's a few things I definitely want to say. So I'm going to jump straight in, and it starts with Game. Now last week I actually moaned saying that Game had said that you could actually get a Last Story collection edition, then eventually they said they couldn't, and it kind of forced you to just get the standard edition. Now I retract my statement because I was actually wrong by saying that. When that first happened, it did look like they downgraded everybody to the normal edition, but they didn't. What they had done is there wasn't actually stock in it at all, and the reason behind it was there was actually talking to Nintendo. There's a little bit of an argument between the two, and then Game turned around and says, "Sod ya, we won't stock it full stop." Game simply said that they couldn't arrange credit that they was happy with. Now, this could mean multiple things, but what it sounds like is obviously when a game comes out, Nintendo will not actually take money from Game until the actual product has been shipped to Game. But at the same time, Game obviously will go around and say, right, we've got this X amount of stock coming towards us, who wants to pre-order it? So Game will just be getting your £5 deposit, and then Nintendo eventually will be asking for the full amount up front. So obviously they have to pay a lump sum and then get the money back off you. So at one point, Game are without money. Now that's how it works with everybody, so that's just the way gaming is. And that's fine. But the thing is, obviously, something's broke down in Game's business model because it sounds like they're losing money. Now, when Jo went into the actual store, she was talking to one of them. They said they're having money issues at the moment, which I don't think is supposed to be in public knowledge, but still, they said there was issues. So it sounds like Game's obviously spoke to Nintendo and says, look, we're probably going for a rough patch. Any chance we could just have the games up front and we'll pay you later? Now, this isn't gospel, this is just me surmising, but it sounds like, obviously, they've asked for a favour from Nintendo. Nintendo have turned them down and said no, and then Game will just turn around and says, well, sod you then, we're not even going to stock your game. Now that's where it started, so obviously that was bad and annoying for anybody who wanted that game. Now, something massive happened this week, which just completely shocked me. It was starting to leak that Game are no longer stocking Mass Effect 3, which is going to be, to be fair, one of the biggest games launched in March. And for me, the biggest game of the year. But yeah, a lot of people are looking towards getting it, and the thing which I'm so thankful for, because I couldn't get my pre-order from Game, I went elsewhere and ordered it. Now, what Game have done is turn around to everybody, no matter what version you've got of Mass Effect, and says, that's it, we're not even stocking it. We are no longer stocking Mass Effect, which is really, really bad of Game to do that, because you've got all these people who put in the pre-orders months and months ahead. Now the collector's edition's out of stock, they've sat at home going, well, at least I secured mine many months ago. For Game to then turn around and go, no, you've lost your pre-order now, come in, we'll give you a £5 goodwill voucher, but that's it. So all these people are panicking now, going, crap, I need to get the collector's edition. So obviously EA must have then took that stock elsewhere, because for that day, everywhere, such as Play, Amazon, they all had collector's edition stock. So Amazon's obviously redistributed this stock already. So again, that's bad, but it don't stop there. Obviously, it sounds like Game have done the same trick to EA, simply asking for a favour or something, but they've turned around and said they can't arrange the credit level they're happy with. So they've turned around to EA and said, we aren't stocking any of your games, period. SSX is the last game we'll stock. After that, EA, we're done with. So Mass Effect, your FIFAs, your Battlefields, all of them, gone. They're no longer going to be stocked by Game. Now, that is crazy. Now, don't get me wrong, I hate EA. But I hate the company, not the games. Now, the games, I think, are absolutely awesome. EA do produce some wicked games, and to be fair, probably 50% of my Xbox collection is just EA titles. Now, for Game to turn around and say, that's it, we are no longer stocking EA titles, it's just crazy, because one, obviously going to be losing money. It's said that for them not actually stocking Mass Effect, they're going to lose £2 million straight off just by not selling it. Now, on one hand, it's bad, because it's a shame that obviously Game may be crying out, like I said, this is me surmising, but there is an issue here, but Game might be crying out to people saying, can we have help Nintendo, can we have help EA, just give us, just throw us a bone here, and they're probably saying no. Now, that's a shame that they're not helping a game store to try and sell, but at the end of the day, they could redistribute that stock and it will be gone like that anyway, so they don't need Game. Now, the other thing is, Game had it coming, because if it was a shop for gamers, then it would be a sad story to say, obviously, these gamers are going to lose a shop. We are not losing a shop. My mum is losing a shop, because Game never felt like a gamer shop. When you go in there, it's instant with sales. If you talk to some of the staff, half of them don't know anything about games. They employed people who had high sales targets, and that's all it was. And it just feels horrible going into that shop, because you can tell if you went in with a resume saying, look, this is my achievement score and I have got all this awesome knowledge about games, and some other guy walks in and says I can sell anything to anybody, they'll pick the salesman, which is a wrong thing to do, because what they've done is they've pushed the gamers away, and then they've tried to pull in the gamers' mums. Now, they're easy to actually obviously sell anything to, but the thing is, you pushed away a massive part of the market, the gamers. So to me, it feels like Game have forced it upon themselves. Now, with that, if they go under, I'm probably guessing that GameStop are going to jump straight in there, because GameStop's obviously massive in America. We've now got a co-UK website, so obviously they're appearing here, and there's actual physical stores now in Ireland. So it sounds like they're coming over, and with Game about to go under, they'll probably just jump in and buy all the stores. And probably a load of Americans are going to say, dude, if that happens, it's going to be terrible, because then games suck. Our shop sucked anyway, so it doesn't sound like any problem. Oracle completely wrong, you know what I mean? This is just me surmising, that's the point of Friday Night Rant. I just spitballing. The stores could be fine, everything could be dandy, but Nintendo and EA cancelling the games, something's fishy. From that, oh, bear me a second, we top up with some Lucozade. Oh, that's lovely stuff. So the next thing I want to talk about is Activision. Now, this is a bit of a naughty thing again. Activision, obviously, second evilest company in the entire world, in my opinion. And they obviously the guys behind Call of Duty. Now, I've come off the Call of Duty bandwagon now, just because it feels like they're pumping them out far too often. But still, obviously, franchise is doing well, and I can't moan about it because I used to love it. But obviously, when Activision come to do Call of Duty, you've got your Treyarch and you've got your Infinity Ward. Now, the idea is obviously Infinity Ward now do the Modern Warfares, but Treyarch do a bit of everything each time. And there's a rumour kicking around that the last one obviously they did was Black Ops. The rumour is that Black Ops 2 is going to be coming out. There was nothing concrete about this just yet, apart from Amazon in France did something slightly stupid. They released an image saying that you could pre-order Black Ops 2, which kind of just said, yeah, it's actually coming and you can pre-order it right now, and obviously quickly pulled it away again when Activision probably just went nuts down the phone to them. So that all happened, that's fine. There's a game blog in France called Game Blog, great name, and all they did is, it was on Twitter, somebody obviously said in French that go and check this out. So they did, looked at it and went, this looks pretty legit. Took a print screen and put it on their blog, because they're a news gaming website, so they give some news out. Nothing crazy there. So obviously, because they've got some connections in the industry, Activision gave them a quick phone call and says, pull that article now. And at first they says, no, we don't want to, because obviously we're a news site and we're giving news away. And it says, well, let us just sleep on it, which is probably just a way for them to buy time to get that news out there, and then obviously they pull it in the morning. When the morning came, they decided, no, we're not actually going to pull this. So they phoned Activision back up and says, you know what? We never said that you said Black Ops 2 is coming out. All we did is says Amazon accidentally put this on their thing. So we're not saying 100% it's happening. We've never pointed any fingers at you. We've just said Amazon did a cock-up. And obviously Activision aren't happy with this at this point. And they simply says, well, let me just remind you what connection we have here. Let's just remind you what we do for each other. Wink, wink. And left it at that. So they kind of panicked, phoned back and says, just to get this right, if we don't pull this down, are you blacklisting us? And then Activision turned around and said, yes, that you obviously won't be getting any gains from us. You know those writers that you was going to send to the Transformer premiere, they ain't going there. And just pulled everything away from them and said, that's it now, you're blacklisted. So that site can't do anything really with Activision. Not going to be sent games, demos, they can't do any reviews and stuff because they're not going to be able to get to the premieres. So Activision blacklisted them for doing their job, just supplying news. They didn't badmouth anything, they just says, look, Amazon cocked up, and Activision blacklisted them, which it just made me go, I'm kind of getting annoyed how these game companies at the moment are just got so big now, they're just like, we can do anything. Which brings me perfectly on to DLC. So a few people this week have been saying that EA is going to be releasing download content on day one for Mass Effect. Now that's obviously bad to say, here's a game, here's some download content, it's probably on the disc, so you're just paying for what you've just purchased in the first place. Now I'm not 100% certain on that because I'm not reading the article, because every time I go to look at the article, somebody says spoilers, this consists of this, and I don't want nothing to do with it. EA's probably done that, and it doesn't surprise me. But the point still stands that they're trying to get away with selling DLC on day one. Now the thing is, with this, it's not that the fact they're going to try it. Back in the day when obviously the games was coming out, at one point DLC was invented, and when it did, it probably annoyed a lot of people going, I don't want to pay for something. But a few other people went, that's kind of awesome, and brought it. And then DLC evolved. So from there, obviously, things are starting to change where they're saying, you know what, we could probably charge you to wear a t-shirt with our own game name on it. Let's see if that works, and they do it, and then people buy it. And then they start getting more and more, well, not greedier, but they test the waters. And the thing is, at one point, if they did something so stupid, for instance, you paid £40 for a game, you turned it on, you had to pay another £10 to actually just be able to press any buttons. Now that sounds crazy, and if that happened, you would turn around and go, no, that's it, we're not allowing that. And the second you say no, as a whole, that's when the industry goes, okay, we've gone too far. Now, if everyone turned around and went, that's annoying, and paid that £10, then all the developers go, right, we can keep pushing this even further and get more money out of it. So the point is, we need to say no now before they keep pushing it even more and more and more. They will keep testing the boundaries until, as a group collective, we all say, that is it. And the thing is, a lot of people will sit there and moaning, going, oh, that's annoying that this is happening, that's annoying, and they'll still go out and buy it. Now, you are not helping it. What I'm trying to say is, if you don't agree with download content on day one, do not purchase it. Now, I love Mass Effect. I want everything about Mass Effect. And I don't know what this day one DLC is, because like I said, I don't want to read the articles until I've played the game, in case there's a tiny spoiler in there. But even so, if this is some amazing story on this DLC, I am not purchasing it. I love Mass Effect, but I will not give them money out of just sheer principle. I will not pay for it. And that's what I'm trying to drill into everyone's head. If you don't like it, don't purchase it. And hopefully, if everybody starts doing that, then that's when they'll realise we've gone too far. And you need to make a stand now. Because if not, you're going to be moaning in 2 years from now, and you've not done anything about it, and you keep paying for it, and they keep pushing it. So with that then, I might as well give you the question of the week. And it is not about Assassin's Creed, but inspired by what's happening this week. And all it is when Assassin's Creed 1 first came out, I thought the game was really fresh, brand new, awesome, and I just enjoyed everything about it. And it took 2 years for Assassin's Creed 2 to show its face. Now in that time, it was enough time to forget about it and not realising another one was coming out. So when they actually said Assassin's Creed 2 was here, it kind of took me by surprise, like, awesome, I can't wait to play this game again. It feels ages since I played the last one, and it worked perfectly. Now when they actually did it with the third instalment of Assassin's Creed, it only took them 1 year to do it. So when that came out, I thought, this is too fresh, it's still in my mind, I want to give it a bit of a gap before I jump on the next instalment, so I left it. But in between then, they made another one, another year later. So they brought the first one out, waited 2 years, and then it was a year, and now this is going up to the 5th year, and they've got Assassin's Creed 3 coming out, so the 5th instalment of their Assassin's Creed series. Now, it feels like they're banging them out too quick and too fast. Now, I'm not saying anything, obviously, about the game, because I've not seen it, I've not got any trailers of it, but the point is, when games come out once a year, do you feel like it's just like big DLC instead of brand new games? Or do you actually think that game companies do need to take a 2-3 year gap before actually producing another game? Now a great example of this is obviously the Uncharted series. They got like 2 year gaps between them. You've got Halo's, which is even bigger gap. You know, Fable series, they've got good chunks between them. Trying to think of some others off the top of my head now. Mine's gone blank. Duke Nukem, good chunk between. No, I'm not even going to put Duke Nukem in there. But yeah, you get the idea. Obviously, some game series have big gaps in between them, and then when you play that next instalment of the game, it feels new, they've got a new graphic engine, everything's different about the game and you appreciate it more. But then you get them games that bang out once a year all the time and it doesn't feel fresh. So the question of the week is, what do you think is the right amount of time to have in between one game to the other to make it feel fresh and give them enough time to actually invent a new game as such? So that's it, guys. I'm going to go and kick back, probably go to sleep because that run's killed me, and finish off my Lucozade. Oh, you dirty bastard. Covered my glasses. So that's it, guys. I do apologise, like I say, for it not being a happy, fun episode, but there was a few things I just needed to say this week, and I'll say it again. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and my face is really stinging now. I've shaved and got Lucozade in it. Awesome. Cheers, guys. Bye.